video is going to be picking my July TBR. And again, I know a lot of people say this every time they film TBR videos, but how are we in July already? August is my birthday. How are we halfway through the year already? Like, I feel like every month just like comes and goes at this point, and like as soon as we start it, it's like, oh, the month is over already. Like, so, but I have to say that I have been having pretty great reading months the past 2 months. I've read pretty great books this month. I've had a really great reading month, I think, because I'm actually curating my TBRs now, where I think I'm picking books that I know I'm gonna like. I have been mood reading quite a bit this past week or so. Even though I did say that June was a mood reading month, there were some books that obviously I had to read over others. But I did get to most of the books that I wanted to read. There's still 3 books on here that I didn't get to, but we got to most of them. So we still didn't read Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult and Jennifer Finney Boylan. So I'm definitely going to be reading this week, though, because I only have 6 days left in the audiobook, and then people are already waiting for it on Libby. So this will be read this week, regardless. But I still have not read Daughter of the Moon Goddess or Heart of the Sun Warrior. I don't know what it is about these books that I just put off. And now the spring is over. So I always say that I'm going to read this in the spring, and then I never do. So I have to read these this summer. So yeah, I'm going to try and read those. So those are the only books we haven't gotten to. And then we did get some new additions on the cart. We have Romantic Hero by Kirsty Greenwood. We have How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates. I don't remember the author's name of this one. Shaylee Thompson. Heart's Landing I didn't read either because I'm waiting to get the audiobook from Libby for this one. I would also like to read Startup Hell. There's also Fair Rosaline is a new edition that I just bought yesterday by Natasha Solomons. Murder Takes a Vacation is a new one by Laura Lippman. The Summer Share by Jen McKinley. I don't think I had that the last time. Or The Road to Tender Hearts. No, I did have The Road to Tender Hearts. And I'm actually 100% reading that this month. But I'll tell you guys the 3 must reads and then the new releases. But other than that, we're going to try and mood read as much as possible. So I actually put the TBR cards in the TBR jar because I think it's going to be easier to mix them up this way. And also, I still left my TBR prompts in the envelopes, and I haven't taken them out yet, and I was just too lazy to do it. But also, I think that this is a better way to use the TBR cards because it's a little hard to randomize them and pick one that I actually want to use. So, oh my god, I forgot I have Instagram messages, but I'll just answer them later. I really don't care. So let me just pull up. So for this month, we are going back to a TBR. But I know one book I'm already finishing July 1st. So Tempting Venom by Rena Kent comes out tomorrow. So I am going to be starting that tomorrow. And that's probably going to be the first book that I finish in July. Pretty much 100%. And then I'm probably going to go into either Mad Honey or another book that I've been reading on my Kindle the past 2 days because that's also a new release that came out at the end of May. And I'm already enjoying it. So we'll talk about that soon. And then our book club pick for July for my book club girlies is Mad Mabel by Sally Hepsworth. I actually finally read my first book by Sally Hepsworth, and Mad Mabel's everywhere. Everyone's talking about how good it is. So I had a feeling we were going to pick it for my book club eventually. So I'm 100% reading that. And also, I just finished Darling Girls by Sally Hepsworth. I fucking loved that book. I did say that was a potential summer thriller that I was going to read in June. And I was like, you know what? I really just want to read this. Because I was feeling a little slumpy after the fantasy book that I finished. It was still a good book. I just felt a little bit... I felt like it was really... it took me a while to get through, but it was still a really good book. So I felt like I just needed a complete change of genre and pace, and I picked up that thriller. Oh my god, it was so fucking good. Can't wait to tell you guys my thoughts. And then the buddy read that I had for this month, I didn't read either because we're moving it to July, because Felicia wants to read The Correspondent in July because I have it right here. Can I speak English? Right here. Where is it? So this one is definitely going to be a must read in July as well, because we've been wanting to read this for a while. The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. I know I said this was my buddy read in June, but we actually buddy read a different book. We read whatchamacallit, Road Trip by Mary Kay Andrews. I just finished it. She's almost done with it. I think she's gonna finish it tomorrow, which is the last day of the month. But you know, she has a lot busier life than I do. You know, I still don't work. Sorry, my quilt is annoying the shit out of me right now, so I'm just trying to like move it up so it doesn't like hang off the bed as much. So we read that and we loved it because we went to her author signing. She is amazing. There's so many author signings going on on the island this month, so I'm really excited. Well, in July. And then the other must read that I have to read is The Road to Tender Hearts by Annie Hartnett, because this author is actually going to be at one of our local bookstores in July. I think July 16th. So I'm going to that with one of my book besties, and I think Felicia's going too. So I'm definitely reading this in July as well. But other than that, let's get to picking our TBR. So I don't think there's there's no other must reads this month. So I didn't get to a reread in June either. I really wanted to reread. This is going to be so loud. I can't really talk shaking this up. I wanted to reread One Golden Summer before me and Felicia watched the show, but we started it like 2 weeks ago. We're not like obsessed with it. We might continue it tomorrow because we're actually going to her pool after we go to the beach, because we're finally having a beach read day. I'm so excited. Because I still can't go in the water. Oh my god. I didn't tell you guys that I got a tattoo. Why did I say that so weird? I got a tattoo. I got a tattoo this month. So let me show you. I don't think I've even posted that I got it yet because I haven't posted any other vlogs. But I think I showed it in a vlog. But look at it. Isn't it so awesome? It's obviously a book stack. I mean, hello. And I have to go closer. I'm too far away. Throne of Glass, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and Fourth Wing, which are my three favorite romantic fantasy series, because Throne of Glass is still a fantasy series, and Court of Wings and Ruin is my favorite book from ACOTAR. I was not going to do A Court of Thorns and Roses because this is my favorite book ever, and Throne of Glass is like my favorite series of all time, and Fourth Wing I've rated every single book 5 stars. So I really just wanted a romantic tattoo as my first tattoo, and then I combined all three things from the series. I have the Throne of Glass sword, I obviously have the Mountains of Valeris when you open up the book, and then I have the Fourth Wing dragon from the Fourth Wing cover. So I love it. I'm so obsessed. I saw like 3 different ideas on the internet, and I just combined all 3, and my friend designed my tattoo for me. I also just got this shirt as well yesterday. It says Booktrovert. Can I speak today? And I'm so obsessed. And he also went with me to get the tattoo done because he got his second tattoo. And it definitely hurt. It hurt like a bitch, but it was so worth it. And I'm so excited to get more. So, but I'm going to wait till this fully heals. And then I'm probably going to get my next one like 2 weeks before my birthday, because I'm dying to get another one. So yeah. Let's go ahead. I'm so excited though. And it's healing amazingly. It hasn't really itched at all. So I just love it. Okay, let's go ahead and start picking. I feel like I'm in like a wind tunnel trying to talk over me mixing up these cards. Okay, let's just do that. And let's just pick our first one. All right, you know what? That's not coming out. So let's just pick this one. We don't read memoirs, so let's pick another one. All right. This is going going to be a little bit difficult to grab these. Okay, let's pick this one. Read a book set in Paris. I really have been wanting to read like a destination romance in the summertime. I'm not sure if any of these take place in Paris. Every time I draw this prompt, I never know if half the books on my TBR take place in Paris. Oh, before I go to picking the rest of my prompts, get to picking the rest of my prompts because I can't speak English apparently. I have to read The 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hildebrand because the show comes out in July. And I actually really want to watch that. There's so many shows lately. I've actually been keeping up with watching shows lately, and I've finished like 3 shows in the past like month or 2. So I really want to keep that going and like watch the book adaptations too. So I haven't read any Ellen Hildebrand before, and Felicia keeps on pushing me to read her, so I need to read that book. I tried to, but I didn't love what I was reading, so we'll see if I like it. Let me just check if any of these are set in Paris. Give me a second. All right, we're going to pick a different one because I don't think any of these take place in Paris. All right, the next one we pick, we're going to have to do. All right, let's just pick one. Read a book published this year. Okay, we can definitely do that. And I think I already know. We have so many options for this. I think I'm just going to pick the book that I just started. Or I could just pick Tempting Venom by Rena Kent. So I could do that. But I think I'm going to pick the book that I have already started. I like barely started it, but I really want to read this because so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm just going to pick Deathbringer by Sonia Tagliarenni. I'm actually returning it today because I did buy the physical book, but I actually just borrowed it on Libby, and I need to return some books because I've just been spending too much money, especially on books. So, I didn't go crazy this past month, but, like, I didn't really stick to my low buy because I had gotten a tattoo, so I didn't want to spend too much money, but yeah, so we're just going to read this one, and I think that's a perfect pick for the first prompt. Okay, so let's go ahead. It came out at the end of May. I think it was, like, May 26th. Let me see. It was definitely published this year because it just came out. Yeah, May 19th. Sorry. I don't know why I keep on thinking it's May 26th. I need my list in front of me or I'm going to forget what's on my TBR. Okay, let's go ahead and mix it up again. Hold on one second. I was just seeing something really quick. All right. Let's go ahead and pick another one. We don't have to close our eyes. Choose an enemies to lovers book. That's so funny because that was just on top before. Okay, enemies to lovers. Let's see. I do also have this prompt in my jar. Did I not put these back? Oh, because I can't really use those. Enemies to lovers. Am I picking another book that I don't even own yet? Let me see. Hold on. Let me check if this one is enemies to lovers. Just have to see how her name is spelt. I don't have too many, like fantasy books on my TBR. Yes, it is an enemies to lovers. Okay, cool. Don't have too many fantasy books on my TBR for July because I want like lighter, like summer reads or like literary fiction, like stuff like that. Maybe summer thrillers. So we don't want to like put too much pressure on like the fantasy books. So I'm going to pick Shadow Reaper by Lynette Noni. I just got this like a couple days ago. I've actually been wanting to get this for a while, but my Barnes did not have a copy. And it says it features a heavy trope and plot line of enemies to lovers. So this one is absolutely perfect. I'm so excited. It says he was a reaper, she was a hunter, sworn enemies now and forever. So it literally says it on the back. I don't know why I didn't just look at that. And it just says never bargain with a reaper. And I love the sprayed edges. I'm so excited because I haven't read any of her books before, and she's the author of the popular, let me put this in there. What am I doing? Of the Prison Healer series, and I haven't read that yet, and I really want to, but it's just a little easier to start a book that, you know, doesn't have a billion books. There's also another series called the Middoran Chronicles, and that's like 8 books. So, yeah, I'm just going to start with one that only has 1 book so far. Okay, let's shake out the jar again. Again, I'm sorry this is so loud. Okay, let's see. Let's pick this one. Read the shortest book on your TBR. Okay, thank you, TBR gods. Okay, let me see if this one is shorter than this one. I think these two are probably the shortest on my physical TBR, and then possibly this one, but this one looks a little thicker. And I'm not going to check my Kindle TBR because, again, we want to read physical books. I mean, I did concentrate on my physical TBR in June, and I did read quite a lot of physical books. I barely read Kindle books, so... All right, let's see between Romantic Hero by Kirsty Greenwood and Murder Takes a Vacation by Laura Lippman. I have a feeling that this one is shorter. I think this one's only like 250-something pages. This one's 257 pages. I don't think anything's going to beat that. I think this one's over 300 pages. So I think that this is probably the shortest book that I own right now. I don't even think anything is shorter that's in my TBR drawer or definitely not on my shelf. So yeah, this one's only 257 pages. So I think that's the shortest that we're gonna get. So we're gonna pick Murder Takes a Vacation by Laura Lippman. I'm really excited for this one. This is actually me and Felicia's other buddy read for July. So like I said, I wanted to do like summary murder mysteries or summer thrillers, and I want to read more of those before the season's over. So yeah, this is perfect. Okay, awesome. So Murder Takes a Vacation is our 3rd pick, and then I think I'm just gonna pick one more, and then we'll do the cards. So then we'll do the prompts. So let's just put this on again. See what else we're reading. And if I don't read some of these newer releases, and if I'm just in the mood for a certain one, then that's what we're going to read. But let's see. Choose a thriller to read. I just chose one. I don't think I have... This is a good prompt, but I don't think I have any other... Oh, Mad Mabel. Duh. That's our book club pick. But I'm going to read that anyway. I might want to pick another prompt. This is a good prompt, but I wasn't really planning on reading any other thrillers besides those 2. Even though I just said I want to read more summer thrillers. There is Nisha Tully's new release, but I wasn't going to read that either. Let me leave that out and let me see what else I pick. If it's not a good one, then we'll just choose Mad Mabel. And then we'll try and choose physical books for the rest of the TBR. Prompts from the envelopes. Okay, let's see. It takes a long time with the cards, I feel like. Okay, let's pick, well, I guess we're not picking that one. Let's pick this one. Choose a mystery. Alright, we're just gonna do Mad Mabel then, because that's like literally so redundant, because it's a murder mystery / thriller. So yeah, the 4th book is going to be, let me just pull it up. But everybody's talking about this book right now, so I'm not mad that this is going on the TBR because it's already being read regardless. So the next book we're reading is Mad Mabel by Sally Hepsworth. And again, it's already our book club pick, so we were going to read it regardless. Okay, so now let's go into the envelopes. I don't know how many envelopes I actually have here. I'm gonna use the random number generator because I feel like the spinner wheel, it chooses like the same numbers and it like annoys me. So I'm just gonna do the random number generator. So I'm just gonna set it 1 to 23 because I know I have 23 envelopes, but I don't think I'm using every single one. But I guess we're just gonna find out because I just took them all out anyway. So let's go ahead and generate the first number. Okay, so we got 22. Okay, so, and they're not in order either. I probably should do that. Well, these are all, like, not, okay. They're in some kind of an order. I don't think there's anything in here, though. No, there's not. Okay, let me set it 1 through 20, then. And let's pick our next one. Sorry, I'm a mess. Okay, we have 19. I think we have prompts in that envelope. Yeah, 19. Yeah, we do. Okay, we have 2. All right, let's just pick one of them. Okay, so we have a tan one, and remember, the colors don't mean anything. That is fucking hysterical. Remember when I said I have this prompt in the envelopes? And I have it written down? We got enemies to lovers again. We're not picking that one, because we already picked that with the cards. That is so funny. How does that happen to me that I just end up picking that exact envelope that I said that I manifested it? Honestly, that happens to me way too often when I say those kind of things. Oh, okay, Kindle Unlimited, perfect. So I already know what I'm gonna pick because we're already gonna read this regardless. And like I said, we're gonna start it tomorrow and we're gonna finish it July 1st. So technically, it does count for the July TBR. And that is Tempting Venom by Rena Kent. It's the 3rd book in the Vipers series. And I think this is the last book. It says book 3 of 3. So there's no other books after that. So great. I will officially finish a series and also finish my first Rena Kent series because these are the only books that I've read by her. And so far, I'm really enjoying all of them. So yeah. And I've been getting into a really big dark romance mood, so that'll be absolutely perfect. Okay, cool. All right, let's pick our next envelope. Okay, we got 3. Okay, cool. See, it's like so, here's number 3. It's a lot easier to pick different numbers because sometimes with the spinner wheel, it just leans on the same side and sometimes it just picks the same number again. Okay, we got historical fiction. I think The Correspondent and Mad Honey are both historical fictions. Oh, I could pick another one that had thriller elements to it rather than Mad Mabel, but I'd rather pick Mad Mabel because I know that I'm reading that regardless, so we're just going to keep that. Yeah, I think Mad Honey or The Correspondent are the only ones that have historical fiction or take place like earlier on. It doesn't say a year. Let me just see really quick. Is The Correspondent historical fiction? Oh, it's not. Okay. Is Mad Honey historical fiction? Neither of these are historical fiction. Okay. That's interesting. Let me check this other one that's the only other general fiction on my TBR this month. It does say that it does take place in the past. It says the story is set in the 50s and 60s. Yeah, it does say it's kind of, it's not saying exactly that it's a historical fiction. This is a romance, literary fiction, and mystery with thriller-like pacing and twists. It says toggling between past and present timelines. I'm gonna count that as historical fiction. So we're gonna pick Broken Country by Leslie Claire Hall. I've been so curious about this book, and also I'm really getting in the mood to read this book in July, or sometime in the summer. And also Felicia keeps on pushing me to read this book as well. And I think it takes place in, like, when the killing happened and afterwards. This book is pretty short, too. I think but it's not as short as Murder Takes a Vacation. It's 303 pages. So this is going to be a pretty fast-paced read. So I'm going to pick this one for historical fiction. I think that's a good choice. So yeah, we're going to put that on the cart. And then I think we're just going to pick 2 more. And that's it. I get so sad when these end because they're just so much fun. I probably should choose a different window when I pick these because now it's going back to the number before, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. I'll just pick a different one, obviously. Okay, we have 17 because I didn't open a new tab, so it didn't start on the number that we had just picked, but it's fine. Doesn't really matter. Okay, I think 17 is this one. They are in some kind of order, which is better for me. Wait, that's 18. Where's 17? 14, 16, 17. Okay, there it is. Number 17. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, let's pick this one. Oh my god. My envelopes are falling. And we have Author That Intimidates Me. Why do I always pick this damn prompt? It really wants me to pick this prompt every time I do my TBR. Like, I really don't know why. I mean, none of these really intimidate me, though. Most of them are authors that I've read before. I could say Jodi Picoult because I feel like she's gonna be sad, but besides that, I think I'm gonna pick a different one. I've only cheated like one. I haven't even really cheated in well, just with the cards, honestly, but let's pick a different prompt in this envelope and see if it's something that I want to do. A classic. Dude, I never do this prompt. I don't even know why I have this in here because I never do it. Let's see what the third prompt is in this envelope because we're going to have to do that one. This would be 2026 release. It says 2024 release, but when I actually picked this prompt out of the jar, I obviously just curate it to the current year that we're in. But I could do a 2024 release, though. But I feel like that would take longer to pick. And I don't think we have any on the TBR, unless Daughter of the Moon Goddess is, but I doubt this one is. That would be funny, actually. This one was published in 2022, so it is not a 2024 release. Let me see if Mad Honey is, actually. It might be. Because I know this one came out not too long ago. No, 2023 was when this was published, so just a year before. I don't think any of these other ones are. So I think I'm just going to pick a 2026 release, and I really want to read this one. Like I said, I was going to curate it for the year that we're in if I pick this prompt, so I'm reiterating that because obviously I have to repeat everything, but I really want to read The Summer Share by Jen McKinley in July, so, because we don't have any summer romances on the TBR yet, so I really want to read this one. So we're just going to do The Summer Share by Jen McKinley, because we've had this one a little bit longer than Romantic Hero by Kirsty Greenwood, and I'm definitely going to read that regardless, so I want to read this one. And we're going to put a couple of summer romances besides this one on the TBR because we have 2 other ones that I want to read. Okay, let's just pick one more number. So we have 4 physical books. And we have 3 books that are ones that I'm going to read on my Kindle. I don't remember which one we picked for read a book published this year. I'm going to have to go back in the clips and figure that out. Okay. Let's go back and generate our last number. So we have number 3. I don't know if we picked that envelope already. I can't remember. I don't think we did. Oh, wait. We did because it's on the side. All right, let's pick a different number. Okay, 12. 12. I don't know why I didn't just look at that in the first place. I put the ones that we already pick on the side. Okay, number 12. Let's go ahead and pick our last prompt. Hopefully it's a good one. Okay, we have witches. I think I don't know if we have anything with witches. We might. How did we only get, oh, we got 4 physical books. Okay. So we would have half and half, which is not bad. Oh, we picked Deathbringer for book published this year. Okay. This one, I think, does have witches in it. And possibly this book. I know the one that I didn't read yet that also came out this year does have witches in it. Does Nevermore. I don't remember her name. Let me just look it up really quick. Okay, so this one came out March 31st of this year, so I'm going to pick this one because I'm, for some reason, haven't read it yet, and that is The Quarter Queen by Kayla Hardy. The reason why I didn't, though, is because it doesn't have an audiobook yet, but I think it's available on Spotify Premium. Yeah, it is. So I think we're going to do The Quarter Queen, and also it's not that long of a book. So I'm excited for this one because it's voodoo witches, and I've never really read any books that have voodoo witches in it before. So yeah, we picked half and half. So I think that's it. Maybe we'll pick, I kind of want to pick more prompts though. I think I'm going to do one more card and one more envelope prompt. So let's do it. Why not? Let's do the envelopes first because we're already on those. Because like I said, we were going back to a TBR this month. So coming back strong with overwhelming myself. Woohoo! All right, let's go ahead and pick another one. I mean, I have nothing else going on in my life, so might as well pick a million books to read. Okay, we got the number 9. 7, 9. Okay, number 9. And let's see which one we get. I'm just going to pick this one. We have, how do we have Kindle Unlimited twice? We're not doing that twice. Let's just pick a different one. That is actually, I didn't realize I wrote it twice. I literally had no idea. I think there's only 2 in this envelope. Period pick. I never usually do this prompt either. I'm like the worst with prompts, dude, sometimes. Yeah, we're not doing either of these. I have to put those back in the envelopes, actually. What the hell? I don't know what just happened to my generator. Oh, never mind, it's there. Period pick. I keep on forgetting which one we actually picked. I don't think any of these are period picks. I mean, technically we are reading one now, but we're reading that in June, so it doesn't really count. I don't think any of these are period picks, to be honest. Let's pick a different one. I don't feel like looking. Let's just pick the last one that's in this envelope. Okay, let's see. Actually, there's 2. All right, let's pick one. I didn't realize there was like 4 in this envelope. Okay, that's kind of a lot. Series on 20... Ugh, stupid Siri. Series on 2025 list. That means series on 2026 list. Because this is another one that we're curating for the current year. I think I'm just going to do... Because we keep on putting it off, we might as well do Daughter of the Moon Goddess and Heart of the Sun Warrior because it's still on my 2026 list. It's been on my 2025 list. So I think we're just going to do this one to make it easier for ourselves. And I think that's a good prompt, you know. What's going to motivate us, though, to actually read these? So I'm going to put it back on the TBR. And I swear to God, if I don't read them in July... then I don't know what to do. So, all right, let's mix up the jar and pick one more card. And I don't care if I pick, like, more prompts because it's my fucking TBR. No one watches these videos anyway, so who actually cares, to be honest? All right, can we pick, like, a card? Choose a book with a couple on the cover. Ooh, okay. Does Romantic Hero have a couple on the cover? Yes, it does. I'm not really sure if anything else does. I mean, the Kiss Quotient does, but for some reason, I keep on putting that book off. I know we're going to read this book in July, so I don't think we really need to pick out... I mean, Yes Chef does too, but I know I'm reading that because I'm going to the signing towards the end of July. But I know we're reading this too. Can I speak English? Excuse me. I don't think any of these other books have a couple on the cover. I like that prompt. It's cute. Heart's Landing doesn't either, even though that's a summer romance I want to read this month. Oh, actually, Wish You Weren't Here does have a couple on the cover as well, but I think I was going to read this more so in August. But it does have the couple on the cover, which is cute. Who knew how much fun I would be having picking out a book for this prompt? I actually thought we would have more options, but those are like the only 3 that have... Well, Death Meets Cute has the couple on the cover, actually. And so does this one, Very Sincerely Yours, but I just didn't want to read this right now. So I think this is our only option. The Austin Affair, maybe? It has 4 people on the cover, so I don't know. And I think Mr. Wrong Number does, too. Yeah, it does, but I'm not reading this one in July either. I don't know why I keep on putting off this one, but this one is definitely going to be read before the summer is over, because I do want to read that, probably in August. Yeah, I think that is the option, so I think we're just going to go with Romantic Hero by Kirsty Greenwood, because I really want to read this anyway. Yeah, I don't think any of these other ones have the couple on the cover. And none of these are really other romances. And I know How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates does not have the couple on the cover. It's just a hand. So it's just a really funny cover. No, I don't just put it on the end. All right, so we're picking this one. Cool. That's adorable. Okay, actually, this is not like a 2... I'm actually really happy with this TBR. I mean, I say that all the time. But I feel like this is, like, the least pressure TBR that I've had. Like, I don't feel any amount of pressure to read these because these are all books that I really want to read. And I curated, like, a TBR that wasn't, like, too stressful in July. Even though I put on, like, 25 books on my list. These are all books that I would read probably regardless. And then, obviously, like I said, we're putting The Correspondent on the TBR because that's my buddy read. And we're also putting Mad Honey back on the TBR because I only have the audiobook for like another week. Let's go ahead and go through the picks really quick. Okay, so let's go through the books really quick, if I could speak. This is not in any specific order. God, my legs hurt now. Oh my God. I just showed you my fucking foot. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so read a book published this year. Let me just do the non-physical books first. It's a little bit easier. Is Deathbringer. I can never say the author's name. I'm sorry. Her name is Sonia something. It's just really hard to pronounce her last name. I did say it earlier in the video, but let me just bring it up again. Sonia Tagliarenni. So that's for this one. Choose a thriller to read. It's going to be Mad Mabel by Sally Hepsworth because that's our book club pick. And then Kindle Unlimited is going to be Tempting Venom by Rena Kent, which is finishing the trilogy and also a new release and finishing my first series by Rena Kent. And then for witches, it's going to be The Quarter Queen by Kayla Hardy because it has voodoo magic in it and voodoo witches. And then we have Murder Takes a Vacation by Laura Lippman, which is read the shortest book on your TBR. This is definitely like a book I'm probably going to finish in a day. Then we have book on my 2024/2025/2026 list, and that is Daughter of the Moon Goddess and Heart of the Sun Warrior. We'll hopefully read it this month. Then we have a book. Was this book published this year or just new release? It says 2024 release, but technically it's a 2026 release because, like I said, we're curating that prompt to fit the current year that we're in. So 2026 release is going to be The Summer Share by Jen McKinley. And then book with couple on the cover because The Summer Share also has the couple on the cover, but we already picked that. So these two honestly are interchangeable for either prompt. So it doesn't really matter which one we read because we were going to read both regardless. And this one is, again, couple on the cover, which is Romantic Hero by Kirsty Greenwood. And then Enemies to Lovers is Shadow Reaper by Lynette Noni. I'm probably the most excited for this one. I'm really excited to read that. How many times do I have to say? I'm really excited. And then historical fiction pick. I'm hoping this is a historical fiction, if I could speak English. I'm pretty sure it is. And that is Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. I haven't owned the physical book for that long, but also if I read this one, I will have read all of my book of the months. So that's also going to be completing another TBR goal of mine if we read this in July. I'm pretty sure we're going to because, again, it's a pretty short book. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to go because I have other things I need to do. But I'm probably going to go through the rest of my list right now, too. So, yeah, bye. Okay, guys. So, I wanted to tell you guys what's on the rest of my TBR for July. So, like I said, we're going to read The Correspondent and Mad Honey. Let me just talk about the new releases. There are definitely 4 or 5 here that I think 6 actually, that I'm definitely going to read. So I don't know when these all come out, but I'm just gonna mention them. So the one I'm definitely reading in, July, because I have the arc for this one. I only have 1 arc to read in July. The rest of them, I think, I only have 1 in August as well, and then the rest of them don't even come out until, like, I think September, October, and November. So I've been really keeping up with my arcs. I had so many in May. I didn't have any to read in June. I mean, I could have read this, but I wanted to save it for July. And I have met this author before, but I haven't read any of her books before, and that is Yes Chef by Grace Riley. I'm so excited to read this one. It's like a chef romance. I'm not going to read any of the synopsises, but this one comes out July 21st. And I think that's the same day that I'm going to the author signing for her at a local bookstore here. I actually go to a lot of book signings at that bookstore. I just went last week for Alex Finley's new book, The Anniversary. Actually, yeah. It's that same night. That's so cool. I forgot it was the launch party. Oh yeah, I'm 100% going to that. And then the 23rd is Annabelle Monaghan. I'm so fucking excited for that. So, for her Dolly All the Time release. And I'm actually going on Thursday for a book club chat about Yesteryear. And my book bestie Courtney's going with me. So definitely reading that. Then next up is Sarah Beth Durst's newest book. And that is Sea of Charms. And this is Spell Shop 3, 100% reading this. I'm very excited for this one. This one might be my favorite. I have a feeling I'm going to love this. I mean, I love all of her books anyway. This one comes out July 28th, and she actually has a signing, I believe either at the end of July or the beginning of August for this book. I might go for my birthday, but also I've met her twice already. But I might go because it's at a different bookstore, because I'm actually going to this bookstore for the Road to Tender Hearts signing in July. So yeah, anyway, but I might not, so I am reading that too. So I already mentioned that. I just didn't put it on my TBR for some reason on the top. Why? I don't know. Then next up is another new release that I'm really excited for. These are all new releases. I don't know why I keep on saying it. I'm just going through them quickly. This one comes out mid-July, so I'm probably going to read this one first because obviously it comes out the earliest. And that is The Romance Revival by Christina Lauren. I'm very excited for this one because I don't think Christina Lauren have had a new release in like 2 years, because I don't think they had a new release last year. The last book that they came out with was The Paradise Problem. So this would now be my 4th book that I read by them. I really enjoy their writing. I've read Love on Other Words, done Honeymooners, and The Paradise Problem, so I'm very excited for this one. And then next up, this one comes out, I think, at the very end of the month. So I'm either going to read this when it comes out. I don't know if it comes, I think it comes out the 28th, which I believe is the last Tuesday of the month. Yeah. So this is the Sorrow Song University sequel to Nightshade. Why couldn't I not remember the title of that book? And it's called Daybreak by Autumn Wood. So I'm 100% reading this one when it comes out. So I'm excited for 2 dark romance releases that I've been looking forward to coming out, because I honestly have not really read too many dark romances this year at all. I just haven't really been into them. So I've just been waiting for these 2 books to come out, and then maybe I'll binge like another one in like August or September, who knows. So, but I think I'm more into them in like the second half of the year than I was the first half of the year. I think I only read 2. I don't remember which ones they were. It was Game On, which I fucking hated. I hated that book. And I can't remember the other one. Then we have 2 fantasy sequels that are coming out that I'm very excited for as well. The next one is the second book in the Stormweaver series by Lauren Hamilton Murray, and that is Tides of Fortune. I read the first book last year, actually completely physically, because my Barnes had this early. And I really enjoyed it, so I would like to listen to the audiobook of the first one before the second one comes out. I might just audiobook this one too, we'll see. But I'm very excited for it. And did I say it comes out July 21st? It comes out July 21st. So I'm excited for that. Again, how many times can I say I'm excited, you know? But I would like to refresh my memory on that one before the second one comes out. And then also another fantasy sequel is coming out on the same day as Tides of Fortune, but this is an adult, I believe this is an adult sequel or adult series. I can't remember if it's YA or adult. I know Heir of Storms and Tides of Fortune is a YA series. I don't know if this one's adult or not. But anyway, the second book in the Of Quirks and Curses series is coming out by Shannon Mayer, and that is Heathermore. I read the first book last year, right? I think it came out last summer, like June, possibly, or May through July, any one of those. I can't remember which one, but I think it was in the middle of the year last year as well. And I read the first book, Nevermore. I literally could just look up when the first book came out. But this one comes out on the same day as Tides of Fortune. The first book actually came out July 22nd, so it literally came out the day after because that was probably that Tuesday last year. So it's coming out literally a day before this year. So anyway, I read this book because it was on Jody. Oh, what's her last name? I can't remember her name. Jody's Books, aka Vanilla Moon, her YouTube channel. She was doing a book haul and she talked about Nevermore, and I was like completely sold on reading it after she hauled it. I think I read it like 2 days after I watched her video and I loved it. So I'm really excited to read the sequel. I don't know if I need to do I don't think I had did I have the audiobook? I can't remember. I might have. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know if I have it. I might have it on Audible. I'm not sure. So I'm excited for that one. And then there's 2 more new releases, and then we'll just talk about the rest of the books that are on my TBR for July, obviously. I mean, it's a fucking TBR video, Caitlin. And that is, this one comes out tomorrow, actually. I didn't realize that. I thought it came out in July, but I literally just saw this like a couple days ago. And I like immediately added this to my TBR after I saw somebody's TBR video. I can't remember whose, but I was like, oh, that sounds really good. And that is The Winged Game by Sophie Kim. So it comes out June 30th. By the time you're seeing this, it's already going to be out because I'm probably not going to post this till July 1st because I usually don't post them until the very first of each month. And this sounds so fun because it's a sports romance fantasy. And I'm like, that sounds so much fun. It kind of like is a little similar to like Quidditch and Harry Potter. So I haven't really seen like most fantasy books like mixed sports. I mean like Fourth Wing kind of, because you know, they do have training and tournaments and stuff, but like it's never really like, I don't know what kind of sports, like I don't know if it's soccer or tennis or something, but I'm really excited for this one. It just sounded like a really fun time. But I don't think I'm going to read that until July. I mean, not till August, because I don't think I'm going to have time to read it in July, because again, this is like a big list. And then the last new release that I'm curious about, but I still haven't read her first book. I might have to add this though, because I think Felicia's reading it in July as well, so I might have to read her first book over this one. But Noelle, not Nicole, oh my god, this is her name. I can't say her last name. Ilhi. Her new book is coming out called The Last to Drown, and it comes out July 16th. I'm definitely adding this to my want to read. It has such a high rating. I mean, it's before it comes out because usually the ratings don't get adjusted until afterwards, but like all her thrillers have such high ratings. And her most popular one is Ask for Andrea. So I think I'm going to add this one to my July TBR because I think she's reading it, and then we can throw another thriller in, and it's on Kindle Unlimited. So I might just use that for my other Kindle Unlimited release, but I'm going to put Ask for Andrea. But I want to read her first book before I read The Last to Drown, but this is on my radar to read maybe over the summer. So we'll see. So those are all the new releases that I'm excited about. What ones are on your list? I would love to know. So besides the books that I talked about, there's only like a couple of more. I think I only have like 3 or 4 more, so I could finish this right now rather than filming the rest later. So this one came out at the end of May as well, and everybody loves this book, and I'm gonna try to get to it in July. I can't make any promises. I'll probably read this in August as well, because there's not too many releases that come out this month and next month, which is nice. I mean, I just said that there was like 5 or 6 new releases that I'm excited for in July, but that's not like an insane amount. And again, they're all books I'm really excited to read. So this one is called Phoebe Berman is Gonna Lose It by Brooke Averick. Everybody keeps on talking about this book, so I really want to read it. And it came out May 26th, so it's only a month old. So I'm excited to read that one. Hopefully I can. Again, how many times can I say I'm excited to read something? Like, please stop. Then the next one is like a romance thriller book. I'm just waiting for my Apple Watch to charge a little bit more, so that's why I haven't left the house yet. I'm probably gonna go get food. I think I'm gonna go get a pedicure and a massage, and I think I'm gonna go just return those 2 books that I want to return to Barnes. I don't think I'm gonna spend like hours at Barnes. I did that on Friday, but I don't think I'm gonna do that today because it's already like almost 4:30. So the next one I really want to read in July is How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates by Shaylee Thompson. So this is kind of like a spin off of like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Dates, hence the name, / like wanting to kill your date. So I think this is going to be really funny. It has some mixed reviews, but I think I'm going to enjoy it. This came out earlier this year in February. It came out February 3rd, so I didn't hear about it until like a couple of months ago, or maybe I just forgot about it. But I didn't talk about it in my February TBR video because I don't think I even knew about it. So I think that would be a fun one to read in July. So now we're going to have like 4 potential thrillers. I mean, we're going to read Murder Takes a Vacation. We're reading Mad Mabel 100%. What was the other one? Probably Ask for Andrea and How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates. So yeah. My friend just got back to me. And then I think we only have like 2 more to talk about. So let's just do that really quick. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to read one or the other. Actually, we have 3. They're all fantasy books, actually. So this one, it's getting a little bit of hype as well. And this is also LGBTQ, but I didn't get a chance to get to it during Pride Month because I'm actually reading a sapphic book right now, a sapphic Regency romance called Ladylike, and I really wanted to read this before Pride was over, and I'm really enjoying this so far by Mackenzie Lee. I'm only 50 pages in, but so far I'm really enjoying it. And this one is called This Princess Kills Monsters by Ree Herman. So like a couple people have talked about this book. It did come out last June. Why did I think it came out this year? It came out June 17th, 2025. So I'm very excited to read that one. I think I mentioned it in my May TBR or like my potential June TBR. But I didn't get to it. But yeah, I would like to read that one. And then the other one that I did not get to in June, but I do need to start this series in July in order to read the 4th book in September, and that is Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I really would like to read this in July, so yeah. Since if we read Daughter of the Moon Goddess and Heart of the Sun Warrior, I am going to reward myself with starting this series because I need to read those 2 books before I start another series that is not even on my physical series TBR. So we're going to read that one. If we do finish Daughter of the Moon Goddess and Heart of the Sun Warrior first. I think it's going to happen like the 2nd week of July. But I say this every month. But I ended up reading Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves over Daughter of the Moon Goddess. And that duology had been on my TBR for like 4 more months more than Daughter of the Moon Goddess. But they both have been on my TBR for like 2+ years. So I finally read that duology. So I really need to read Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I don't know why it's just so hard for me to like binge series this year. And they're just duology. So like I said, I want to work on as many duologies that I can in the first half of the year. I've only read, I think, like 2. So I really need to, like, get on it. I think, like, Red Queen kind of, like, discouraged me with my series energy this year because it wasn't my favorite. I still liked it, but I wasn't, like, obsessed with it. So I don't know why I'm having such series, not fatigue, but more so, like, I do have FOMO, but at the same time, like, I think it's just, what if I don't like it, you know? So, I don't know. It's just weird. And also, you know, there have been 10 million new sequels that have come out that I've been wanting to read. over the series that I already own, so. But also 2 series books did get pushed to next year, or maybe it was only 1. So I might be able to like squeeze in 1 or 2 series before the end of the year. But that's not going to be till like September or October, possibly. Might not be even till November because there's 10 million new releases that are coming out in September and October. So yeah. So then the last one that's on my radar. Why do I keep on talking like an idiot? I'm a little hungry. Like I just got hungry, so I think I'm going to go get just salad and then go get a pedicure. So this one has been getting quite a bit of hype as well, and this is a dystopian fantasy, I believe. And I don't have any dystopian, I don't think, on my July TBR, so this would be the one and only dystopian, and that is Because I Killed Him by Edith Birdie. This is also on Kindle Unlimited, and this one's getting quite a lot of hype. I think I mentioned this in my June TBR video. I don't know why I keep on wanting to say May because it's still June right now. It's the 29th. But this one came out May 13th. So again, it's a new release that I haven't read yet, and a lot of people are talking about it. So we will see if the mood strikes me either for fantasy or regular fiction or romance or thriller. Those are the 4 genres I usually read. And then I think that's it. The only reread that I really want to do, like I said, is Air of Storms. And I have been counting down the days until the audiobook comes out for this freaking book because it's getting traditionally published. And this was my absolute favorite fantasy book that I read this year so far. Last year, it was Wrath of the Dragons by Olivia Rose Darling. But the traditionally published version of Daggermouth is coming out in July. So technically it's not a new release, it's just getting traditionally published. I don't remember the exact date of when it's getting trad published. I think it's like in the middle of July because it doesn't say the date on Goodreads. It did come out in March. But I like cannot wait to listen to the audiobook. And of course, guess who's narrating it? Teddy Hamilton. And guess who's narrating Tempting Venom? Also Teddy Hamilton. So I don't know if he narrates this book, but there is one audiobook that's on my July TBR as well. I really would like to listen to this, and I actually prefer listening to her audiobooks. I've only listened to one of her books before, and I fucking loved it. No, Teddy Hamilton's not in this one. And that is Megan Quinn's Rules for the Summer. It's getting quite a bit of talk. It came out May 5th. So again, another 2026 release that I just haven't gotten to yet. I believe this is on Spotify Premium. But I'm trying to, not use up all my Spotify Premium hours. I'm not sure if this is on Everend though. I don't think it is. And it's not available at the library either. So I don't know if I might just use my audiobook listening hours. I'm not really sure. And then the last one, I forgot to talk about this one really quick. But since I didn't read this in not in May. I'm doing it again. In June, I want to read this in July, and that is Heart's Landing by Melanie Harlow. I just simply didn't get to it in June. Because, after I read, what was it? I'm not really in a huge romance mood right now, and if I was going to read, or a huge contemporary romance mood. The last one that I read was Trope Sick, and I was like, okay, I really don't feel like reading another romance, because that one was so fucking good. I loved that book, and I also went to the author signing for that one. So yeah, I think I only read 3 romances this month, but then I really wanted to read something different. I just finished Romantasy. That was not even on my TBR for June, so like I said, I wanted to mood read a bit, and neither was Road Trip, and neither was Wings of Life, and I don't think The Anniversary was. I can't remember. And Trope Sick really wasn't either, so at least I'm mood reading as much as I can. But this one was definitely not, because I picked this up 2 weeks ago at Huntington Pride, and I'm really liking it. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at SpeedW819, and check out my Goodreads linked in the description box below, and also my TikTok. I really haven't posted much TikTok content at all. I haven't even posted my May reading wrap up yet. I am like the worst. They just take so long to edit. And like every time I'm editing them, I'm like, I could be reading this entire time. So I might just edit it tonight while I'm listening to an audiobook on my computer. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a great day. And keep reading. Bye. Okay, so hey guys, I actually forgot to mention 2 other new releases that are coming out in July. Besides that, I'm not gonna like film a million clips like I did for the last TBR video, because I'm actually like not forgetting everything that I want to say. I just wanted to mention these because I don't know why I thought that this book was coming out later this year, but no, it's coming out in July, and today is July 1st, the day that I'm gonna post this. So the other book that somehow, I don't know how I forgot to mention this, is Ruinous Ends, which is the second book in the Souls of Blackwood Academy series. The first book is called Immortal Consequences. I read that when it came out pretty much, and I really liked it, so I'm excited to continue it. And it comes out July 14th, so I think it comes out the same day as Romance Revival and a couple of other ones that I'm excited for. So yeah, I might get this in Book of the Month because they already have it. And they also already have Romance Revival as well. So I might just get both in Book of the Month because I have 2 free credits to use. So I wouldn't be paying anything for either of them, which would be great. And the Book of the Month one has the sprayed edges on it, so it would still be matching the first one, because the first one's such a beautiful book. So I might just do that. And then the second book that I forgot to talk about is the second book to the Arcana Academy series, and that, well, sequel to the Arcana Academy series, and that is Prince of Shadows by Elsie Kova. Did I say the Ruinous Ends is from, oh my god, can I speak? Is by I.V. Marie. Sorry if I didn't say the author. And this one comes out July 21st, and this is the sequel to Arcana Academy. I just never had a chance to read the first one. I've heard kind of mixed reviews on the first one, so I didn't decide to read it. I don't know if I'm going to have any intentions on reading this series, but I just wanted to say that a lot of people are anticipating this one, so this one comes out July 21st. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any other ones that I need to mention. But today's July 1st, so I did start Tempting Venom by Rena Kent yesterday. And I finished the last book that I wanted to in June. So now we're starting a new month. I think I'm just going to try and read as many like easy, light books as possible the next couple of weeks, because I'm kind of losing a little bit of motivation to read the last week or two, because I really need to focus on finding a job, and I can't really enjoy my reading if I'm, nervous about finding a job this whole month. Like, that's like the most important thing to me right now. So it's kind of unmotivating me to read more. So we will see how many books I get through in July. It might be even less than June. I still managed to read 20 books in June. So I'm still maintaining that 20 book number every month, or over 20 books. So that's still amazing. But if I read a little bit less in July, I'm not going to be upset. It's just because of where I'm at right now. I just really need to focus on finding a job, because I think I'm at 133 books at this point, which is insanity. I think I'm going to hit 150 before my birthday, because my birthday's next month. I cannot believe that. But Tempting Venom, no, 132. That's still insane. Because I mood read as much as possible the last week of June, and it was good. Like, I just tried to not pressure myself to read too many books, and I ended up finishing the books that I wanted to, and we're just gonna breeze through it. We're not gonna, like, make it a race of finishing every single book that I own, because I might return the 2 books that I'm reading currently, because, the last book I just finished, and the next book that I'm going to read, I'm probably not going to keep either of them, so get some money back for that. And besides that, yeah, that's really it. So let me know if any of these books are on your list. And yeah, bye. Okay, so hey guys, I actually forgot to mention 2 other new releases that are coming out in July. Besides that, I'm not gonna like film a million clips like I did for the last TBR video, because I'm actually like not forgetting everything that I want to say. I just wanted to mention these because I don't know why I thought that this book was coming out later this year, but no, it's coming out in July, and today is July 1st, the day that I'm going to post this. So the other book that somehow, I don't know how I forgot to mention this, is Ruinous Ends, which is the second book in the Souls of Blackwood Academy series. The first book is called Immortal Consequences. I read that when it came out pretty much, and I really liked it, so I'm excited to continue it. And it comes out July 14th, so I think it comes out the same day as Romance Revival and a couple of other ones that I'm excited for. So yeah, I might get this in Book of the Month because they already have it, and they also already have Romance Revival as well. So I might just get both in Book of the Month because I have 2 free credits to use. So I wouldn't be paying anything for either of them, which would be great. And the Book of the Month one has the sprayed edges on it, so it would still be matching the first one, because the first one's such a beautiful book. So I might just do that. And then the second book that I forgot to talk about is the second book to the Arcana Academy series, and that, well, sequel to the Arcana Academy series, and that is Prince of Shadows by Elsie Kova. Did I say the Ruinous Ends is from, oh my god, can I speak? Is by I.V. Marie. Sorry if I didn't say the author. And this one comes out July 21st, and this is the sequel to Arcana Academy. I just never had a chance to read the first one. I've heard kind of mixed reviews on the first one, so I didn't decide to read it. I don't know if I'm going to have any intentions on reading this series, but I just wanted to say that a lot of people are anticipating this one, so this one comes out July 21st. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any other ones that I need to mention. But today's July 1st, so I did start Tempting Venom by Rena Kent yesterday. And I finished the last book that I wanted to in June. So now we're starting a new month. I think I'm just going to try and read as many, like, easy, light books as possible the next couple of weeks, because I'm kind of losing a little bit of motivation to read the last week or two, because I really need to focus on finding a job, and I can't really enjoy my reading if I'm, nervous about finding a job this whole month. Like, that's like the most important thing to me right now. So it's kind of unmotivating me to read more. So we will see how many books I get through in July. It might be even less than June. I still managed to read 20 books in June. So I'm still maintaining that 20 book number every month, or over 20 books. So that's still amazing. But if I read a little bit less in July, I'm not going to like be upset. It's just because of where I'm at right now. I just really need to focus on finding a job because I think I'm at 133 books at this point, which is insanity. I think I'm going to hit 150 before my birthday because my birthday's next month. I cannot believe that. But tempting no, 132. That's still insane. Um because I mood read as much as possible the last week of June, and it was good. Like I just tried to not pressure myself to read too many books, and I ended up finishing the books that I wanted to, and we're just gonna breeze through it. We're not gonna like make it a race of finishing every single book that I own, because I might return the 2 books that I'm reading currently because well, the last book I just finished and the next book that I'm going to read, I'm probably not going to keep either of them, so get some money back for that. And besides that, yeah, that's really it. So let me know if any of these books are on your list. And yeah, bye.